Okay, we're going to do a walk around video on 2019 Bounder 33C. See, we got the hood open, doors are open, awning is out, awning lights are on, brand new awning LEDs just installed, porch light, your entry door. We're going to go into more of the controls inside. I always go around the outside first. This is your inverter charger. This battery disconnect switch is important. It must be on, otherwise your inverter will not charge your batteries or work, which you'll lose circuits. Then this box here is a fuse control box. It's got solenoids in it. Up here, your TV remote, your stereo remote, your outside stereo, which is also Bluetooth, and a DVD player, and then your Sansui outside TV. Next up is our furnace. That is your combustion air intake and exhaust. Do recommend that you cover that with a screen in the summertime so that the bugs don't turn your furnace into a condo. And then you have pass-through storage area. More storage. Continuation of the same pass-through. And your water heater. Your gas valve, your burner assembly, your control board, and your T&P valve, temperature and pressure valve. Boiler valve's got a lot of different names. Everything on this water heater runs from the inside. Down below here is your drain plug. This little plastic covered piece here is a thermostatic fuse to protect your water heater in the event of failure. And then where those are plugged in is your T-stat and your ECO. I'll pause a second. All right, did replace the clip on the water heater door. As you can see, it holds it nice and tight. It is very tight, so it takes two hands to operate it. Back here is your LP tank. It was filled, and we have used some LP, obviously, in the testing and the prep process. Back here is your leveling system, hydraulic pump, reservoir, and more full pass-through storage. Spare tiles, ladder, two-inch receiver, standard 7-way trailer connector. Up on top we have our backup camera in the top half of our ladder where the ladder extension hooks on. And then back here is your fuel fill. This compartment here is where we have our power cord, our transfer switch, and porthole to drop the cord out. Transfer switch. It's a surge guard. It has some surge protection. What I tell all my customers is buy a good quality surge protector. That surge protector will save you. However, it does it by killing itself. Like the guy who jumps on a hand grenade to save the platoon. So it'll do minor surges without an issue, but if it takes a major surge, it will die in the process and you'll have to replace it. Generator, Onan 5500. You pull the top out slightly and then lift straight up to remove the door. Inside here is your battery positive, start stop switch, and your two breakers. The breakers must be on or you won't get electricity. Stop is also prime, so if I hit stop and let go of it, it stops the generator. If I hold the stop button continuously, it turns on the fuel pump and it primes my generator. So if we haven't had the generator running in a couple days, not a bad idea to prime it for a few seconds, make sure we got good fresh fuel, and then start. Prime it a little bit more. There we go. Turn it off, get it a little quieter in here. On the service label is your air filter part number, your oil filter part number, your oil capacity, your oil chart, and your service intervals. Yellow cap is your oil fill and dipstick. The little petcock is a drain plug. It drains out the bottom. Behind this tag, I am actually touching the oil filter, and you get to it from underneath. So you can put a pan right underneath it, remove the oil filter, open the drain plug, catch the oil, put a new filter on. When you're all done, close the drain plug, refill it full of oil, and you're good to go. And again, to put this cover back on, we go in, we go right straight down, and we push it in. Simple. Exhaust for the generator. Okay, this is our wet bay. We're going to start with the Gozintas. This is your can't leak valve system. To use your freshwater tank, this rotary knob here has to be on dry camping. When you're hooked up to city water, you turn it all the way down to city. If you want to fill your freshwater tank while you're hooked to city water, you turn it to tank. When you're unhooked from water, turn it back to dry camping. When you get ready to winterize, you can put a hose on here and drop it into a jug of antifreeze, turn it to sanitize, and run antifreeze through your system. You have a water pump switch up here. You have 110 outlets here. You have a 12-volt outlet here and a cable connection. So if you go somewhere with cable, you got it. Low point and drain for the hot and low point for the cold. There's another porthole there to run your water hoses up so you don't have to run it up with the sewer hose. You have a whole house water filter. And you have an outside shower. Your black and gray tanks, there's your small, this is your gray tank, and this is your black tank. And your sewer hose hookup is right there. You have a nice label here that explains how to drain the system, fill the system, and all of that. Next one forward, we have another small storage compartment. Has a light in it. This unit has not been detailed yet, so I apologize for the fact that it's dirty, but doing a show through. Again, storage. Up here is your slide out motor. Okay. And that bolt on the end, in an emergency, you can release the brake lever that's on the end of the motor and run the slide out in with a 3/4 inch wrench or a ratchet and socket or whatever. More of the storage. Up here is your fresh water tank. Fresh water tank drain. And a little bit of storage underneath it. Forward of that, there's another storage compartment. Second slide out motor. Again, more storage. This is your gravity drain for your fresh water tank. Okay, now we're under the hood area. We have our power steering reservoir, our engine dipsticks back there, windshield washer solvents there, our air filter is in there, our antifreeze reservoir, our engine starting battery, right? And then the hood, when you lift it up, closes, and then there is a key here that you use to lock the hood shut. And that's most all of the outside. There is a latch here on the door to hold the door open. I replaced the screen door latch. So now, when we get into the doorway here, get a good spot. These two switches here are your battery disconnects. They have to be off when you're not using the coach. They have to be on when you're using the coach. And we have front ceiling light, driver ceiling light, cargo lights, porch lights, entry step, and all lights. Now the entry step, when it's blue, the step stays out all the time. When it's white, the step goes in and out every time you open and close the door. Porch light switch. All right. Now, when I press it once, it turns on the door handle and the porch light. Okay? If I press the porch light switch again, it adds the awning lights. If I press it again, it turns off the door handle and the overhead porch light, but leaves the awning lights on. And press it one more time and it turns everything off. Okay? Hopefully that makes some sense. Up here we have awning in and out. Obviously the awning's already out. One other thing with this style of awning, there is a pitch adjustment if you want to. I don't know how well you can see that, but up there at the end of that arm, there are two Allen screws, one top and one bottom. Same thing on the rear arm. And if you turn the bottom screw in, it raises it up, vice versa. Put the awning in, hold the in button for about 3 seconds, and let go of it, and the awning will roll up on its own. The same when you're putting it out. If you just want to bump it out, you hold it for a second or less than 3 seconds, and let go of it, and it'll stop. Your slide out requires that the vehicle be running to operate. Have GFI outlet up here. Again, ceiling lights, galley lights, vent lid up and down, fan on and off, and a water pump switch all right here. The vent lid is for that vent right there. We're going to do the driver's compartment last, but I'm going to start it up so that we can put the slide outs out. The parking brake has to be set down there, the foot brake, and the engine has to be running to put the slide outs out or in. Now you have a slide out switch here that will put it out. You also have another slide out switch above the entry door here that does the same thing. This slide out switch is where we set the programming. Not going to go into that, but you can look that stuff up online. There is a way to program it. Here is our inverter. Because we have a household refrigerator, we always want the inverter on when we're using the coach. The reason is that if we lose power, the inverter will keep our refrigerator cold. When we're not using the coach, turn it back off. This is our generator. It's an auto gen start system. Okay. It also does start and stop, same as down at the generator. It has an auto gen button. Right now, enter for auto, and we're in auto gen. Hit auto gen again, and it turns on quiet time. Can't really read that very well in this light. Put it back to manual. Now, this button up and down lets you scroll through settings. Tells you what your services do. Set up an info. Hit enter. Set up auto. Safety type is ignition. Starts at auto. Stops. Bolt. Stops at auto. Sets and enter to exit. Up here is your monitor. You have a level check button. Press level check. Shows you brush tank, LP, gray, and black levels. Press it again. Gives you your battery voltages. Your LP water heater is here. Your electric water heater is here. This little light comes on to let you know that the gas burner did not work. Here is your RV comfort system. This is a zone control system. At the very bottom, this line says what it's doing. And this button system changes that. So we have cool, we have heat, and we have off. Those are your choices for the system. If you want cool, you put it in cool. Now all the zones are in cool. Zones, we're zone 1, and we have zone 2. And we can set each zone to do what we want. With the mode button, we have auto, high fan, low fan, off, cool with high fan, cool with low fan, cool with auto fan. Okay? If you have cool with high or low fan, it will always have the fan running whether the AC is on or not. The same will apply to zone 1. When we go to heat mode, we have electric heat. We have off. We have, okay, this is zone 2. So zone 2 only has a heat pump. Zone 1 has gas heat, off, and gas heat. Okay, so zone 1 does not have a heat pump. It only has a furnace, and that's it. Zone 2 does not have a furnace, but it has a heat pump. Now the furnace will heat the entire coach, but it's controlled by zone 1. That makes sense. So the electric heat option for zone 2 is just additional heat into the bedroom. Back here for the rear slide out, we have bed slide in, bed slide out. Again, we hold the button continuously until it stops. Ta-da. All right, I'm going to go shut the engine off because we're in a building. And we'll start going through some of the rest of the systems. Our sink, we have storage, we have a tilt down for cleaning rags, and more storage under the sink, and a cutting board. Storage. Convection microwave. Storage. Microwave plugs in up there to that outlet. The cooktop. To light the stove, turn the burners to light. Give it a second. Turn the sparker knob. Oh, that's okay. Okay, sorry about that. Turn it to the light position. Turn the sparker knob. Turn it to the light position. Give it a second. Turn it 1 click. Turn it to the light. 1 click. Does no good to spin that knob real fast. All it does is wear the clicker out. So generally speaking, turn it on. Give it a second. Give it a click. It should light. If it doesn't, wait a couple more seconds. Give it another click. It should light. The stove covers. All your warning labels. Drawers. More drawers. Your refrigerator has two latches. This latches the two top doors together. What's my on off? Oh, I know what the problem is. Plugged in. You can turn the inverter on. There we go. So this one locks those two doors together. The freezer. And then this one locks the freezer door. TV and soundbar, fireplace, storage above the TV, bathroom, storage to the right, drawers, all the way down, light switches, ceiling, vent lid, vent fan, water pump, rear ceiling and bed ceiling, latch for the shower door, shower, hot water, sink, medicine cabinet, more storage above the toilet. The toilet's a vacuum flush. This green indicator says it's ready to flush. To add water to the bowl, we lift up on the pedal with the water pump on or water hooked up and it adds water. We step down on the pedal and it flushes. Water pump switch right here. Excuse me, toilet switch. Turns the toilet system on and off. Water pump is over here. You have a sliding door going to the bedroom. It latches open and it latches closed. Push down on the latch from either side or from there and latch it open. Another row of switches here. All lights, turns them all on or all off. Rear ceiling, bath ceiling, slide outs, in and out. Temperature sensor, smoke and CO or CO detector. Smoke detectors up there. Storage above the bed, lights above the bed with switches. Outlet with USB charge ports on each side of the bed. Generator start and stop on this side of the bed. Rear window. No shirt closet. This has louvered doors because you can add a washer dryer into this. You decide to. Storage down below. Drawers. Storage up above. The removable shelf. The TV is on a swing out mount. Up here is a precision plex circuit called a Lumiplex. Again, doesn't read very well, but if I hit the center button, I can check all my fuses. I can check my inputs, monitors, wireless pairing, manual control, which allows me to run things from here if my switches don't work right. There's a TV antenna connector. Your transfer switch has a monitor, and then that power control system keeps you from overloading your outlet. So if you plug in to a 30 amp or whatever, 15 amp, you can adjust that so that you won't blow breakers. TV remote's right there. A little bigger closet here. Labels. Taller closet. Your theater seating. Theater seating on the end side has a little pull. Pull that, pop out the recliner. With the recliner, push it back in. You have a storage area with your remote and your fireplace remote, stereo manual, cup holders, got lights up above, your dinette. Hang on a second. Okay, I had to play with that a second. Your dinette table. Underneath here is this bar. You flip that bar over, push the table straight down. Kind of tight. Once the table's down, you have these pulls here. It takes 2 hands to do this. But you pull on this. I'm going to put one down. So what you do is you pull on that and slide that seat out at the bottom, and that lays that down. Do the same on the back and turns that into a bed. And you pull your table back up and latch it, and back to being a dinette. You have 2 drawers under here. In here is all your Fleetwood manuals and storage here. Manual, your Ford Motor Company label, warning labels, and down here is your certification tag with your tire pressures and loading information. Cup holder coming across the front, storage, more storage, more storage, more storage, and more storage. In the passenger seat, we have a pull-out tray for a laptop or tablet or whatever. And we also have map light switch, which turns on this map light. And we have a fan switch for that fan. Forward's high, middle is off, back is low. Shades are manual pull down. Alright, that's going to take us to the driver's area. And I'm about out of time on this video, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video and restart the next one.